Hello, hello, and welcome back to another Tarot Deep Dive. I am Mr. Cosmic, and this time we're looking at the Seven of Cups. Thank you for being here. If you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know you're enjoying the quality of content that I have here. I appreciate you all for being part of the channel, I really do. But what we'll do here is we'll dive in. We're going to continue this series, look at each and every card. I'm going to give you my own interpretation, things I've learned over the years, and come back and revisit this with you, even on live or my Cosmic Codex Beyond the Veil. I'm going to take a look at these cards and let you learn through my knowledge, as it would be, right? Allow me to be your spiritual guide on this journey. Because this cup here, you'll see how the person in black, it's a soul. It lines up with it's a psyche, right? There's some random items, and it's your choice, it's your mind, what are you going to do here? There's no person in this. And so as you immediately look at this, you'll see this is choice of choices. This is that illusion of choice. This is the dreams, the temptation, the spiritual discernment. It's all of that coming together for that moment of imagination meets the inner dreamer, right? The infinite. It says the choice of choices is there because that lone figure, the psyche, or the inner soul, as I call it, is gazing at those seven cups floating in the sky. So many choices, so much desire and danger. But as we look at this, you'll see that this is the realm of illusion. This is where the subconscious comes out and paints the most grandest of visions. And unfortunately, the greatest of traps. How many of us get stuck with somebody, or got in a situation, or took a job, or bought something? We're like, ugh, regret. Yeah. The Spirit's whispering to you, not every vision is meant to be pursued. Not every cup is meant to be communicated with. And this card's testing your ability to discern fantasy from faith, from illusion, and your intuition from that which you consider to be reality. And so as you start to bring this in and you look at this, you'll see the clouds behind the cups are symbolizing that confusion. The emotional fog, as I would call it. It's reminding you that when your heart is overwhelmed, clarity cannot emerge. You know, when you're feeling like you can't decide. And that's why taking space is always important for us. Because you might be reminding yourself to chase a possibility, to chase a dream, go get a paycheck, success, or pleasure even. Or chasing fame versus comfort, or power versus enlightenment. Those are all there. But the moment we look at this, you have to understand your lesson cannot be learned just by hoping. And you cannot drink from every cup. You have to choose the one that's going to fill you, nourish you, not the one that numbs you and hides the pain. And when we look at each of these cups, you'll see there's a castle, there's jewels, there's a dragon, there's a serpent. There's even the shrouded figure here. But the laurel wreath and even the radiant being of the divine is all part of this. Because you have all of these cups holding something unique. But this is the map, as they say in tarot, of the human psyche. It's the inner voice, the inner purpose. I call it your soul. Every dream becomes a mirror of these cups, right? You know? You had a nightmare, and it'll be something from these cups, right? It's I dreamt of so-and-so. But the person in this is they're standing frozen and about to make a choice, not because of fear, but because of awe. There's so many choices, so many options. And that's why I call it choice of choices, because it's paralyzing the spirit because there's so much to choose from. And imagine saying you have 10 seconds to choose. Makes it more anxious, right? The Seven of Cups is reminding you that the infinite potential, the power, it's not freedom, is it? It's responsibility to choose. And you choose. You choose for you. When every door is open, only purpose can guide you to that happiness, that truth that you've been looking for. Without clarity, without the blessings, they can only become burdens to you. This is where the soul must ground itself before it gets lost in those clouds. Astrologically, I look at this card, and I was telling you guys earlier, these align to Scorpio energy. But it's Venus in Scorpio because now it's the depth meeting desire, the emotional truth meeting love, or casting that belief out there. Because this is a really crucial way to look at this. It's like looking at a fantasy become reality, or authentic energy meets maybe you dreamt of something. Think of that. Ever want something in your life and it came true? And you're like, did I make this happen? This is where you find yourself tempted by those multiple paths, saying, what if I took every path? What if I took all of them? You can't. You'll feel emptier than when you started, because they'll drain you. All of these will drain you. They all have these different options. Venus and Scorpio is teaching you about discernment. It's saying, hey, you got to look through depth, the courage to say no to something that's not real, a false pleasure. When the Seven of Cups, what appears when depending on where I see it, it's really warning against the indecision or the distraction. It's not a curse. It's not. It's an invitation to refocus that amazing power, the energy you have within you, the gifts that you have, the ones you may not talk a whole lot about, the abilities you might not speak of. But every cup represents that energy that you've invested outside yourself to find something out, to kind of chase that dream down, to follow through on whatever this is. To manifest, you have to gather that energy back home to you, clarity. It's not given, it's through that earned reflection, that self-meditation, that moment of choice, saying, I choose. Why? Because it's for you. You choose for you. Spiritually, this card makes you look at it as a test. Will you follow the illusion, or will you follow the intuition? Will you follow reality, or will you follow the false identity? Because the Seven of Cups appears when we are looking at that ego, and that ego wants everything. It wants the love, the wealth, the fame, the enlightenment. It wants it all at the same time, all at once. But the true magic of this card is when you realize that you must choose with one vision, one heart, one soul, and that will dissolve the rest of those illusions, those false realities. They'll collapse, those converge, and you'll notice they'll go away. The universe is going to reward you with that focused intention, not the wandering thoughts. Think about when you set your intention, you get work done. It deepens your view as a mirror to the universe, saying every cup here is a reflection of your inner world. You're seeking fulfillment, you're looking for that completion. And as we look at this, it's your honesty, asking you to be honest with yourself, not just judgmental. It's an astral projection card, entering multiple realities of thought, timelines, looking at the choices. If you really look at it through the lens that I put out, it's associated with that Venus energy because it's desire meeting depth. It's a seduction meeting transformation, saying, I will make this happen. This card vibrates at 639 hertz frequency because it's a frequency of connecting and relationship healing. It's growing and that living between the 3D and 5D. That's this card. Like, you don't see many of these. As I go through here, I'll point this out, but it's fascinating to see because most readers will just skip this, but that's what the Seven of Cups is. It's the 7 gateways to the emotional mastery. You know, do you need material things in your life? For what reason? When you enter the dream world, why are you there? It's testing you to do what? Is it testing you or the ego? Is it testing your vision? Is it testing your reality? The cloud is just that mental fog that's holding you back from seeing the truth. It's not meant to be evil. I promise you, there's no evil here. But the illusion is real, and that illusion can provide danger because you don't know to make the choice. And then when you start to make the choice, those illusions will collapse and fall away. It's like the Akashic mirror, as I call it. It's all the future visible options available to you at once through the lattice. You're seeing choice in one card, all of these choices. The number 7 is really, in numerology, it's that spiritual mastery. It's introspection. It's creative meets structure meets chaos meets final balance, because we have to go through all of those stages. Emotion within emotion, as it would be, right? You ever get into a fight and then get into another fight while you're in the fight, but that later on, when you reflected, the depth that came out of that was so profound because you tapped into something you weren't expecting. Because this card, the 7 card, connects to the crown chakra. It's that divine inspiration. It's the risk of your own reality at the distortion of falsities. In the Hermetic Veil, I look at this card to teach wisdom, to imbue wisdom. It lines up with the Chariot, right? Movement, vroom, vroom, through willpower, ancient energy. But it is the soul's sorting chamber saying, what am I going to really choose here? The cup holds your truth. It's the dreams were not born out of fear or vanity, but out of purpose. And why are we dreaming? Why are we looking at this? What's the message? It's to be clear. You're the dreamer and the dream. I'll see you on the next one, friends. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.